the editor of Creative Educator magazine and one of the founders of Tech for Learning. Today, I want to share a few ways you can coach your students through the design process to help them think deeply and take control of their own learning in STEM and beyond. Now, STEM is way more than a simple focus on science, technology, engineering, and math. It's teaching these through an integrated approach to better reflect the world beyond the classroom and to prepare students for the realities of careers in these areas. This integrated approach provides students an opportunity to learn content in an authentic way, and the thinking and problem solving involved in the process helps them learn to manage complexity, build collaborative skills, and take responsibility for their progress. In the words of Alvin Toffler, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. We need to move our focus away from teaching content to teach students the process of learning. So how do we ensure that this approach is impactful and that we help our students reach this goal? How do we help them move from point A to point B without telling them exactly what to do? Now first, we need to accept that learning isn't a straight path and that different students may get there in different ways. And not only do they need to get there in different ways, this is exactly what we want to have happen because that's what we need to have to help prepare those students to drive their own future. Now, this doesn't mean learning is a free-for-all or STEM learning is a free-for-all. STEM learning, design thinking, PBL all follow the same process. And if we know the goals of this process, we can support students so that we can ensure that they're learning and progressing through it. Foundationally, kids need to know how to ask questions. They need to know how to ask a lot of questions and ask the right ones. If we define the problems that they're solving, we take power away from our students and deny them a powerful opportunity to learn that inquiry. Now, we can move from telling students what to do to providing prompts that give them their questioning and encourage them to do that. Then, as they identify the problems, we can support them with empathy maps, 5 why organizers. Once they have an idea, it's time to encourage their dreaming. Rather than doing what we've done in the past, we need to encourage them to push our students to imagine new possibilities, to brainstorm, to ideate, and to ask, what if? Now, some of our students are going to be able to do this from a blank concept mapping tool or with index cards or sticky notes. But other of our students are going to need supports, and we can help them with lateral thinking sort of ideation organizers like DeBono's plus minus interesting. Now, ideas without execution do not solve problems and improve our world. Future-ready students need to develop the skills and strategies that help them break down their problems and solutions, evaluate time and resources, and allocate tasks appropriately to achieve their goals. Flow maps, sequences, storyboards not only help students move from here to there, they provide tangible artifacts of student thinking and learning that we can use for formative assessment and also to guide our coaching. Now, when students are creating, it's easy to feel like we are losing control. But if we're controlling the process, students aren't thinking, they're simply following directions. We need to share our expertise and experience, not when we're ready to give it, but when they need it most. In other words, when they ask us. Exit slips and project journals encourage students to reflect on their thinking and can help provide a window that helps us have those more productive interactions where we share our suggestions, our ideas, and our expertise more appropriately. Now, if the world's problems were easy to solve, we would have solved them already. Our solutions generally don't work the way we expect, especially the first time. So if we want students to develop the grit and perseverance necessary for success, we have to give them time to try again. So effective STEM and design thinking and learning include a formal revise and improve phase. This might be testing, this might be feedback, it might simply be going back and assessing against a rubric that's been established. But we need to have the time to fix it. We can have the biggest impact when we put students in charge of the design and learning process, in charge of coming up with the questions, imagining the possibilities, developing and carrying out a plan, creating and improving their product and their process. Learning's most effective when students are doing the heavy lifting. If we are going to create lifelong learners who can think, solve, and care for our world today and tomorrow, we need to transfer responsibility for learning now. So when we implement student-directed design in our classroom, we can develop a learning culture that values questions more than answers, makes our students equal partners in the learning process, and pushes them to think deeply so they are ready for their future and ours. Thank you.